This Pokemon Black Nuzlocke was probably the most invigorating thing I have done. Not only is the Pokemon types changed, their move sets are changed, and even their evolutions are changed. So this was probably one of the worst decisions I ever made. And it took me 17 tries to actually beat this Nuzlocke, but this is attempt number 17. We start our Nuzlocke off waking up on our birthday with our two rivals and finding out who our choices of our starter is. First, I get Bartik, which was kind of crazy, then Gibble, which I was almost considering taking, till I found Garchomp, right off the bat. So for attempt number 17, this was probably the best lineup I could have gotten, and I was pretty excited for it. We start off with our first battle against our rival. As her Tiamo comes out, I have my Garchomp, which was pretty much a clean sweep, so that was pretty easy to start off. Coming with Garchomp with all 4 moves starting out is a little unfair. My next rival didn't even have a chance because his Half-Nini couldn't do anything. It was a pretty easy fight. After both easy fights, we're able to name my Garchomp. Of course, I name him Gibby because he looks like Gibby from iCarly, kind of. As we set off on Route 1 with a pretty cool cutscene there, we walk over to the professor and she starts explaining how Pokemon works. We head through the first town and we meet Team Plasma, where of course they're having a speech about how people shouldn't own Pokemon and the righteous feelings of that. Then we find a random trainer named N, and he decides that we should get into a battle because he wanted to hear what our Pokemon sounded like and what they thought of us. We travel to the next town where we find the first gym leader, which are 3 gym leaders. It would have made more sense if, we had a set typing, but it was completely randomized, so I went against the Pidgeot, which kind of scared me at first, but Bug Bite took it out really fast, and then an easy Karo Blast for an easy first gym badge. Right after our first gym badge, we help Bianca fight Team Plasma to save this Muna. As he sends out his sock, I'm easily able to get it with, again, my Garchomp, because in the early stage, he kind of carried most of the fight. As I come up against the second Team Plasma Grunt, she throws out Rayquaza, and here's the first legendary I encounter, and I realize this isn't going to be fun when random trainers are pulling out legendaries. As he sends out his Stantler, my Garchomp is pretty much easily takes care of it, as well as Tritorga is an easy win over my rival. On a complete random encounter, I'm able to find the literal god of darkness, Giratina, which of course I catch, and I use it immediately in the next following battle with N. His Ivysaur pretty much doesn't stand a chance, as well as the Swellow with my Garchomp taking it out. After that, his Reliclont comes out, and again, my Garchomp, because he's carrying this lower stages, takes it out. I move on to the second gym where I have to fight, probably an easy fight because I saw Min. Giratina completely destroys Min in an Oko. Blaziken comes out, which I was a little bit worried about, but it was easily taken care of. And I got my second gym badge going in pretty easy. We talk to Geddes, blabbering more nonsense about us not owning Pokemon as we head into the third gym now. Again, still no real game plan for most of these gym fights, just large attack stat. So Garchomp, of course, and with an extremely great move, is able to Oko his first Mon, takes out Delibird, and then same with his Scyther, which was pretty cool because he's a bug type gym leader. I received my third gym badge with pretty much ease the entire way. As we head into the fourth gym city, I have to fight my rival, which kind of gets a little bit annoying, but Garchomp takes care of it for the most part, taking out his first 2 Mons with pretty much ease. Golduck goes down again with a Oko. Moving 8 feet to the right, I have to go ahead and fight my rival again. Bisharp was a pretty scary Pokemon, almost took out one of my Mons, so I had to switch in with Sammy. Igglybuff pretty much got an easy wipe. And then Bronzar took 2 hits to kill, and his primate was pretty scary, almost took down Giratina. As we attend the fair that's happening, I find N yet again after taking a romantical ride, where he sends out his Tentacool, Nibbles is able to put it to sleep, and then take it out. His Porygon is taken out by my Giratina, and then his Luxio is able to be taken out as well. Nidoran came down without a fight as well, and Giratina pretty much carried this, which was a little unfair. We head into the 4th gym with yet again the same game plan. Strong attack moves with strong attack stats or special attack stats. Slowbro goes down, so does his Trubbish, both by probably my overpowered mons. But that doesn't, needless to say, Zekrom almost had me and my Garchomp, but he does go down, earning me my 4th gym badge. More needless side story, I'm in my 5th gym because there is so many just side plots to this game. But anyways, I have my Torterra and he's able to take down the Metachan. Thundurus, which was a little scary, was actually very easy to take care of, along with Wailmer. Earning my 5th gym badge was still all ease. As we head into the caves, I find N and his little goons talking about the righteous of Pokemon yet again. So of course I have to battle him because I'm getting annoyed with how many text prompts are coming up. Liepard goes down with pretty much a scary amount of time. I think it was about 5 minutes with heal stalling. And then Oko comes next from Garchomp. And then Chikorita kind of didn't stand a chance. And then Nidoran, of course, unfortunately, fell as well. I go ahead and I head into my 7th gym badge for this fight. He sends out her Dratini, which of course I send up my Zebstrika with the Easy Leaf Blade and it gets at Oko in. Petrol doesn't stand a chance with another Oko. Espeon was another story. With a vicious Wood Hammer, it takes down my new Dragon and then it also takes itself out, which gives me my 6th gym badge, thankfully. Just trying to progress in the story, here I have another rival fight. Unfortunately, his Electrike takes out my Zebstrika, which of course in turn I take out my Garchomp and I get my Get Back. Ledian has no mercy and is also taken down, along with Purloin and his 4th unfully evolved Pokemon, Murkrow. After the rival fight, we meet the supposed champion of the region, and I move on with my life. Going into the 7th gym, doing the same strategy as always. Pretty much high attack stat, high attack, that's all I'm going to go for. With his actual gym team that he had for his first Mon goes down with the Oko. He had Kyron, which goes down also in an Oko. And then a little bit of a problem, but Camerupt still goes down. I receive my 7th gym badge and we're moving on. After receiving my 7th gym badge, I have to watch another cutscene and I find out that N has finally received his legendary Pokemon. Going on, of course, I get into another rival battle where my rival pulls out Volbeat, which Ice Beam takes down. Zangoose also goes down. Jirachi, which was very surprising. She couldn't wish for a win though, but she died. Honchkrow also goes down pretty quickly. Just like that, another rival battle beaten. On the bridge, heading into the next town, I have to find Gatis and his goons just yapping for like 20 minutes again. Then, also kind of random, but I found Arceus in one of the routes right outside, so I thought that was pretty funny. Going into my 8th gym badge, it's still the same thing, like I'm 7 years old again. High attack move. That's all I have. So starting off with his legendary Pokemon, I was able to get a poison on it and just barely get it killed because he was heal stalling. Cactaroon goes down with a super effective fly, which was a nice type move by the way. His 2nd legendary Ho-Oh goes down with a little bit of trouble. And then I receive my 8th gym badge. The moment of truth comes. I have finally reached the Elite Four. And I honestly thought it would be pretty easy, but I'll soon learn that it definitely wasn't. Going against up the first, I didn't have too much of a plan. Same thing. A legendary comes out, so does mine. So I have to use Gyarados to take out his Celebi. But Barrel barely goes down with just 12 HP left on my Staraptor. His second legendary again goes down with a Drain Punch. Porygon Z actually gave me a little bit of trouble here, I'm not gonna lie, I had a heal stall for a while. And then I was able to defeat the first of the Elite Four. Going up against the second Elite Four, I felt pretty good. I still had all 6 Pokemon. She sends out Milotic, which is a little bit scary, you know, but after a while, I was finally able to take it down again with the poison. Then his Scrafty goes down after an Ice Beam. His Staraptor, unfortunately, had a crazy self-destruct, which killed my first Mon in the Elite Four battle. After that, his Pidgeot goes down with relative ease, and I move on to the next Elite Four. Going into my third Elite Four with only 1 Pokemon loss, I didn't feel like it was too bad, but I wanted to play it safe, so a lot of this was heal stalling, I won't lie. His first Pokemon goes down, and his Delibird goes down as well after taking recoil damage. Kecleon goes down pretty easily, and then Gallade also goes down. I move on after my third Elite Four. The last Elite Four was also a little bit easy, but again, a lot of heal stalling. I already seen Beartic, so I knew what was going on, so it was an easy kill from Garchomp. His Giratina comes out, and thankfully I got it with a high jump kick. Harima comes down as well, and a Gunk Shot takes him down. And her last Pokemon, Galeo, goes down with my Garchomp. Not gonna lie, this entire part I kind of forgot happens. I thought I was actually gonna go fight the champion, and then there's a whole cutscene where basically I find out that he isn't the champion anymore, and then ends Giant Castle, comes out of the ground, and then at first I was like, wow, I'm gonna have to battle more trainers after coming off the Elite Four, and I'm cooked. But they did actually have a PC, and they healed my Pokemon, so I did switch out one of my Mons. I don't think it broke any Nuzlocke rules, because I mean, it offered it to me, so I feel like I didn't break any rules with that one. I don't know though, come at me in the comments. But this was a cool scene where all the gym leaders come out of nowhere and they stand up for me, which I thought was pretty cool, so I wanted to give it its praise and put it in the video. Gyarados again comes out and just keeps yapping for about, I think that was like a minute or two, and then I finally am able to fight the champion, which is N. There was a whole cool cutscene where, you know, his legendary Pokemon breaks through the wall and then mine comes out. And honestly, I was expecting like a Weedle here or something, but it was actually kind of funny that I did get Thundurus. So that was pretty cool. But I decided not to use it. I definitely didn't miss up the key input and didn't get him, but whatever. That's besides the point. I get into the fight with N. He opens up with Dunsparce, which I genuinely actually laughed at, and I took it down with an easy Oko Drain Punch. Poliwrath comes out, and I use Shadow Force to take it down in an Oko as well. Third Mon Torterra goes down after heal stalling and using poison a lot. My Staraptor barely makes it out of there with 6 HP. I unfortunately lose my Scolipede here, that is the Pokemon I switched in, but my Giratina gets my get back. Manectric goes down with another Surf. And then the Quailfish, which I was waiting for the Explode, not gonna lie, but I was thankfully not met with it. After I defeat N, Gyarados goes on and yaps for a while, and then now he's the champion. I don't really know, but it was a mandatory fight, so There's Gengar, my goat. I unfortunately had to take him down. Masha, which I've never seen before, I won't even lie till this. Unfortunately, it takes out one of my starters and one of my few from the first route, but Giratina comes back in and takes it out. Aerodactyl comes in with a crazy Skull Bash and a crazy amount of recoil right here. I'm not sure how I got that, but Drift Balloon comes in, high jump kick misses, and I lose my Staraptor. Then my Garchomp comes back in and gets my get back. Swallow doesn't stand a chance against my Garchomp as well, and Manaphy took a little bit in heal stalling to kill, but thankfully it went down. And after that, I was finally done with Pokemon Black. It was probably one of the most insane Nuzlockes, and the longest one I've ever done, and the most invigorating, and it made me really, really mad. But here's the video. I'm going to try to hurry up and edit this, but yeah.